Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in 75th verse and we just chant. One moment. All preparations before the talk begins. No secretary. Okay. So last week we were seeing the verse said Sanjaya uvacha ityaham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmanaha sambadamimam ashrausham adbhutam romaharshanam. These are the words. This is the entire Bhagavad Gita, as we told you, is being narrated by Sanjay the charioteer to his boss, to his king, the blind king Dhritarashtra. And he is saying that I am really fortunate and grateful to have had this vision, and because of that vision, been able to hear this absolutely divine dialogue between Bhagwan and Krishna and Arjuna. And as a result of it, he says, Sambada Mima Ashtrausham Adbhutam Romaharshanam. It's so fantastic that every word, every time I think about it, it's giving me horripulations. And last week I also told you, how did the Bhagavad Gita begin? With identity crisis. And the crisis was self-pity. Crisis was not knowing what is right and what is wrong. That's when all the problem begins. And whenever you are in this area where you are not able to make the correct decision, it saps away your energy. So always make sure that you are all on mute. Okay. Yeah. So where was I? I got into the mute business. Make sure what?
You're all mute.
No. Before that.
With the identity.
The identity crisis and the symptoms of identity crisis, and in this verse what Sanjay is saying that he is feeling as a result of the divine darshan, vision of this wonderful dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, which is soul lifting, which is bringing the soul back to its originality. Because soul, what is soul? The soul is that fellow who has forgotten his original. He has forgotten his original. Then how do you come back to original? You are always original. You cannot come back to original. Then what you have to do? Everything that is coming in between you and the original has to be removed. This is what happens every night when you go to sleep. Automatically it gets removed. Do it consciously. Story over. So Bhagavad Gita, as you are listening to it from beginning till end, Sanjay, just by merely listening to it and being a witness to what was taking place, that was enough to make him come to his essential nature. And that blind king, he could not get that. Why? Because he wants to continue to be blind to the situations that life has presented him, and is not ready to take the bold decisions. And what is the bold decision? Stop the war. Hand over the kingdom to the rightful heir. But no, I want to remain as the king, and therefore that is only possible if my children win the war. But the others are also your children. Yeah, but they are stepchildren. They are not the real ones, And as a result, the example that Dnyaneshwari Maharaj had given was when a mirror is facing a mirror or a light is looking at itself. And I gave you the example when your vision makes an attempt to look at itself. It can illuminate everything, but can the vision illuminate the very eyes from where the vision is expressing? Try it. Yesterday also I told you about it. Try it. Everything will collapse. All the colors and forms will collapse. And you will not go to sleep. Every day when you go to sleep, the whole world is collapsing for you. Where is it going? Where is it coming out again from? Somewhere it has gone, the whole world. Your mind was cognizing the whole world. Where did the whole world go? And where did it come out again from? We are not going into where it went and where it came out. We are interested in that this collapse is taking place. Catch this principle and remain aware of that. As every thought is collapsing, every sound is, it's okay. Every sound is collapsing, every experience is collapsing, meaning going away. It comes, it stays, it goes away. See? And there it was told, what will be when a mirror is looking at mirror is like Arjuna looking at Krishna or Krishna looking at Arjuna. What will the two mirrors do? They'll reflect only each other. Is there a world in between the two mirrors? If two mirrors are kept next to each other, is there any world in between the two? Nothing. Many years ago, I used to do an intensive before I went to the ashram. And there they used to call it the enlightenment intensive. The fellow is still there. He's a psychologist. His name is Joa Wexler in Adelaide. And he used to do, and his teacher taught him that way. He was a great yogi. He used to live in Merimbula, white fellow. A whole life of meditation. Him also, whole life of meditation. And all he has done in his entire last 40, 50 years is only teach, conduct enlightenment intensives. The word itself is a bit airy-fairy. But what happens is, two people come and sit in front of, I have told you about this before. You come and sit in front of each other. Look into each one's eyes. Be available to each other. And genuinely ask the question, tell me who you are. What is happening? You are not supposed to react to what the other person is saying. You are not supposed to say yes or no to what the other person is saying. You have to just be the mere witness. If whatever the other person is saying, if you are recognizing that yes, what that other person may be going on about, yeah, that has happened in my life also. But our goal is not to narrate what is going on in the life. Our question was what to that person? Tell me who you are. So for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, he keeps on blabbering. He keeps voicing his contemplation on that question. And after some time, naturally it will come to a conclusion. If he is subjective, he will sit quiet automatically. Then he asks you the question, tell me who you are. Then you start. Maybe some point from there, without saying it is right or wrong or correct or not correct or that is a imagination or that is not, whatever. No comments. You tell do your own contemplation. And this way, just in that contemplation, Kundalini used to rise because you are so focused. Hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, then half an hour break, then again for so many sessions we used to do in the day. But by the next second day or the third day, if it is a 7-day one, by the second day, the champagne is getting popped everywhere. Meaning Kundalini is, everyone's jumping, they are going crazy. So what will two mirrors do when they are opposite each other? They will reflect each other. What will two consciousnesses? One Arjuna is a consciousness who has gained clarity. Krishna is the consciousness who is of the nature of clarity. Now Arjuna also has become the same. Two consciousnesses coming together, but are there two consciousnesses? Are there two consciousnesses? No. Not. Mirrors are inert. But here there is consciousness. So it is only one consciousness. Imagine what it could be. That thought itself is making Sanjay go ecstatic. Now we come to the 75th verse. In short, these 8 sattvic emotions made Sanjay speechless, and he became, as it were, the meeting place of bliss arising from their conversation. The bliss was of such a nature that it calmed his mind and made him conscious of himself. That is what it is all about. Conscious of yourself without a thought. Made the mind calm. Doesn't mean that you keep thinking, I am calm, I am calm, I am calm. I am tranquil, I am at peace. I am now single-pointed, I am thinking about the self. Or then you are not thinking. You are still thinking. You are not calm. Mind is still active. Calm mind means a waveless ocean. A waveless ocean. That is calm mind. Is it possible? Yeah. Go to Dead Sea. And in that calm mind, automatically one is aware of his own consciousness. And where he is aware of that consciousness, everything is over. So what is the obstacle between anyone being aware of their own essential nature? Agitated mind, distracted mind, dull mind, restless mind. And what else? No mind. Also, Niruddha Mana is also an obstacle. Niruddha Mana is blank. Not conscious, but blank. Such people talk about void and nothingness. Continuing, now we come to the 75th verse. Vyasa prasadat shrutva ned. No, wait. Did I say it correct? Vyasa prasadat shrutvan etad gayyamaham paramha. Vyasa prasadat shrutvan. Vyasa prasadat shrutavan etad guhyamaham param. Tad guhya param maham yogam yogeshwarat krishnat. Yogam yogeshwarat krishnat. Sakshat kathayatah swayam. Sakshat kathayatah swayam. Together. Vyasa prasadat shrutavan etad guhyamaham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat kathayatah swayam. He says, through the favor of Vyasa, I have heard this verse and supreme yoga from Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, who proclaimed it himself in person. We are fortunate. Thank your stars. Be grateful. Show gratitude with every breath, with every thought. What if you come across a teacher in your life unasked? Unasked. You may be doing your contemplation. Teacher always comes into your life unasked. Then it is Lord's wish. It is the Lord's play that the student and the teacher have come together. See, if you decided that I am going to make him my teacher, you are going to be taken for a long ride. If the teacher decides, which teacher? If a realized teacher decides that this is the right student who has come, he is always available to everyone, just like Yamraj is available to Nachiket. He tested him, but with the tests he came to realize he is an absolutely unbelievable student. He was so thrilled. He could see himself in him himself. Are we able to see ourselves in the students? See? So if it is not an ego trip of a teacher, then it is good, because then the right students only will come. Who is the teacher to judge? How long should a student study, or how short the student should study? He is available. He is the mirror. Keep giving. Isn't it? Mirror doesn't say, I am not going to reflect you. You ugly face, I am not going to reflect. I only like handsome people, well-dressed people. It keeps reflecting. Teacher also keeps reflecting, but here we are talking about a conscious person. So as a conscious person, just like Bhagwan is also happy to pour everything into Arjuna, same way a teacher is also happy to pour everything that he knows into a person who is available, who is putting efforts mentally, physically, emotionally, whichever way, to change, to perfect it himself or herself, to refine, not repeat the... did you see anywhere in the entire Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna has asked the same question? Every question that Arjuna has asked is of a higher caliber. It has come as a result of his contemplation. Once he has gone through the Karma Yoga, he has not asked any question of Karma Yoga. When he has gone through Dhyana Yoga, he has not asked any question about Dhyana Yoga. When he has gone through Bhakti Yoga, he has not asked about any question about Bhakti Yoga. But he has asked one thing again and again. How does one who is established in the truth, how does he function? He asked in 2nd chapter. How does a person who is established in bhakti, how does he function in this world? He has asked in 12th chapter. How does a person who is beyond the 3 gunas, how does he function in this world? He has asked. These are the traits of realized masters. He has asked again and again. But he has not asked what is Karma Yoga, what is Dhyana Yoga, what is Bhakti Yoga, what is this, what is that. What has been taught to him, he has consolidated, digested, assimilated. No, he does not go back to what has been taught. No, remember Krishna, that in the 2nd chapter you said nothing like that. The only way is forward. So this should be our disposition. Imagine the tragedy of our Swamiji if I go and ask him, Swamiji, should I get married or not? At this age. Pathetic, isn't it? That is our tragedy, when people who are coming to class talk about their family. Not out of attachment. You can come to know where it is attachment, where it is a joy. I'm not... you have to share. But what is the flavor of it? See? Are they talking about the truth in the same flavor, in the same joy? Are they listening to it with the same fervor? Then it is okay. Then everything in life is in that fervor, isn't it? So these are the things that you should say, I should say, teacher is looking. See, it's not that we are continuously looking at that. It's natural disposition, mirror. So here he says, through the favor of Vyasa, Ved Vyasa. Who is Ved Vyasa? Ved Vyasa is the one of the incarnation of Lord Narayana who appeared on this planet during the period of Krishna, Arjuna, Kauravas, Blind King and everyone. He was there. He was born of his father was sage Parashar, and that sage Parashar, one day he wanted to cross the river Ganga or Yamuna, some one river, and there was a fisherwoman and fishy people smell fishy. So she also smelled like that, and she said, no, I have got no problem. I will take you across. And as they were in the middle of the river, that time sage Parashar, because he was a great sage, he knew this is the right moment of a great soul to be conceived. So he asked that fisher girl, not woman, girl, that, are you ready to have a child with me? This is the best moment. She felt, oh, me, fisherwoman, you, a sage. He said, are you ready or not before this moment is over? She says, yeah, but after the child is born, I should be a virgin. He says, granted. And the Ved Vyasji was born. And from childhood itself, he was a dispassionate fellow. And he, at a young age, he left his mother like Shankaracharya. And his mother said, but I need support because your father, where he has gone, I don't know. He says, don't worry. Whenever you need me, you remember me and I'll come to you. And every time in the entire Mahabharata, whenever his mother remembered him, he came. Eventually, she got married to the grandfather of Dhritarashtra. That story is different. Another time we'll tell you. But this is that who was born in that auspicious time. And he because he's the incarnation of the Lord himself. So you are also incarnation of Lord. You just don't know it. He knows it. From childhood he went after it, kept on expanding himself. And he is the one who wrote the Mahabharata, in which Bhagawat Gita is found. He is the one who wrote the Puranas, the mythological stories of the various gods. And he is the one who compiled, he invited all the sages of that time and put down the Vedas as we know them today. That is Maharishi Vedvyas. He is the one who came to give the divine vision to the blind king who refused, so it was given to Sanjay. That Sanjay, using the divine vision, experienced the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. So now he's showing his gratitude that by the favor, what did I do? I didn't even ask him. I didn't even demand. I didn't feel that I was the right, I have the right qualifications for this blessings that he bestowed upon me. But he gave it to me. So here he is showing his gratitude. Vyasa prasadat, prasad. Prasad means that which has been offered to the Lord, and then it is partaken. If the food falls down, do you eat the food that is fallen down? No. But if you are taking prasad at the temple, or if you are taking communion in church, if it falls down, you will pick it up and eat it, because you know it is the blessings of the Lord. You don't think twice. If some grain is fallen down, immediately you will pick it up and put it into the mouth without thinking of the repercussions. How many people have walked there? We will not think, well, prasad. Our attention is on prasad, on the blessings. See? So he is saying this vision that I got was the prasad of this sage Vedavyas. See? It can only come to you if you are qualified. It cannot come to you if you are not qualified. Some people eat the same prasad and they go into ecstasy. Other people, majority of the people eat the same prasad. And namak, he has put less salt in it today. It is not as tasty as it was last Saturday, you know. They are into taste. But those who have come for the divine, they come for the darshan of the Lord, come for the vision, looking at that beautiful statue. Their mind gets captivated and their mind merges into it, and then the priest says, come here, take some prasad. Then that is the blessing. There is no question. And anytime you will see, even at home, if you offer the food to the Lord and then eat, it tastes different. What do? Just take a little bit of water. Om Pranaya Swaha, Panaya Swaha, Vyana Swaha, Udana Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Brahmane Swaha. Just offer it to the Lord. That it is by your wish that I have got this. Brahma Arpanam Brahmavi. Whatever mantra or thought you have, offer it to Him. And then you take salt, no salt, sugar, no sugar, does not matter. It tastes fantastic. See? Our buddhi also should be like that. It should be prasada buddhi. Ever eager to get the prasad of the Lord, to welcome the Lord, to invoke the Lord, to have direct perception of the Lord. See? But where is our buddhi, means intellect? Where is it stuck in? Ego. What it should be? Prasada buddhi. It should see that everything in my life is a result of grace. Prasad is grace. It is a result of grace. Every breath is coming out. You are not breathing, it is happening. You are not blinking, it is eyes are blinking by themselves. You are not putting pressure in the morning, it is coming by itself. Hunger comes by itself. Everything is grace. When you keep remembering that every moment where you are placed in life is by His grace, then the grace within, that is your true nature, and the grace of the Lord become one. Merge into one. But for that you have to live like that, with that alertness. So here he says, through the favor of Vyasa, I heard this secret and supreme yoga. This is the secret most. Guhya. What is the word here used? Guhyam aham param. So paramam guhyam aham. I heard Shrutavan. Shrutavan, I heard. What? This supreme secret. What was the supreme secret? The entire Bhagavad Gita. Either you take one word out of it or you take the entire scheme that is presented. Everything is a secret. Is the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita that for our palatability, everything is put so clearly, from the gross to the subtle to the causal to the transcendental. Those are the steps. From the individuality to the absoluteness. Totality is till 12th chapter. After that begins the absolute. After that, and how to expand that absolute? The first place is recognizing that you are the self. Then, is it one per person? No, that was the 13th chapter. No. So, step by step, it's not just bang. It's not a big bang. Eventually, when it happens as a big bang. Meaning, It's an explosion of realization. How is that explosion? For someone it may be silent, for some it may be a ripple explosion, for some it may be slowly it comes, for some it is sudden. Each one, how you have processed the information and how subjective you are, how many doubts you have, how much force you are applying in unfolding, how gently and naturally you are flowing with the knowledge that is coming to you. See, that will determine whether it is a silent explosion or it is a Big Bang explosion, ecstatic explosion. This secret and supreme yoga from Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, who proclaimed it himself in person. So, Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishnat. This yoga was given by who is the yogi of all yogis. Who is the various yogis? Karma yogi. Well, forget karma. Before that, what was the yogi? The yogi in crisis. Crisis yoga. Despondent yoga. What was the name in Sanskrit? Because English doesn't translate it correctly. It's called Vishada Yoga. That every calamity in our life can be a doorway to infinity. So, Kunti, she kept saying, give me more and more problems in my life, O Krishna, so that I think more of you. Calamity. So we had despondency yoga or Vishad yoga, then we had karma yoga in general, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, then we had fifth chapter, karma sannyasa yoga, then dhyana yoga, meditation yoga, sixth chapter, then 7th to the 12th was bhakti yoga, then from 13th, 14th, 15th, we had the what you call the Atma yoga has begun, journey, recognizing that I am the conscious principle. It's not outside, it's me. This recognition has started, but it has not come to encompass everything, or it has not come to be the one without a second yet. So whatever is required, the Trigunatita yoga or the Devasura yoga, all those various steps, they were addressed, and eventually we came to the last one, which was Sanyaasa yoga. That even
Moksha.
No, sannyas means what? Samyak nyas. Even that, someone is doing, maintaining the balance. Someone is maintaining the poise, being in the poise. Even that has to be given up, where it becomes natural. Then, and that is what is happening now. Krishna and Arjuna in the end of the verse, they are looking as mirror to each other, just as gopis and Krishna, they looked at each other. That is the consummation. Now there is no individuality, individual identity left anymore. For functional purpose, individuals are moving around. Individual bodies are moving around. Individual senses are seen functioning. But the one who is the life within has recognized it is the infinite one. Story over. And in Sanjay's life, he is saying the Lord himself has come down as Krishna. He also gets that intuitive realization that whom he is seeing with his divine eyes in that conversation with Arjuna is the infinite Lord himself. He is the universal person, the Purushottama. And he feels blessed that in his life, with his own eyes, his eyes have had the blessings of seeing the Lord incarnate on the earth. As much as a person feels blessed to see a saint or a sage living, not posthumous. That also is okay, we go, but living sage. But we go to them only with a feeling of judgment. This fellow has not washed his clothes for so many days. How can he be a sage? Why? The Bhagavad Gita, the Patanjali Yoga says, the first, Yama and Niyama, you must remain clean. This fellow is dirty. He has not washed his clothes for, this is what we are judging. What capacity do you have to judge that person? And then the devotees come and say, oh, he doesn't eat at all. Eat at all? Evidence says that nobody can live without food. Today's doctors. Huh? He must be eating at night when nobody is watching. Straight away, make the conclusion. With this type of mindset, you can never, even if a great saint comes in front of you, you will not recognize it. So, Dnyaneshwari Maharaj says here, तेव्हा बैसते नि आनंदे म्हणे जीजे उपनिषदे नेणती ते व्यास प्रसादे ऐकिले मियाम. ऐकताची ते गोठी ब्रह्मत्वाची पडिली मिठी मी तृंपणेसी दृष्टी विरोनी गेली. हे आघवेची का योग जया ठाया येती मार्ग तयाचे वाक्य स्वंग केले मज व्यासे. He says that when his joy subsided, he said, so when you are in horripilations, tears are flowing down, mind is not wanting to come back to this world, it is completely surrendered in gratitude at the feet of the Lord. See? Sometimes you don't want to come out of meditation. Why? Because you are enjoying it. You are one with yourself. So here he says, and after how long? It will last for some time. Afterwards it goes away. Then what he did? I have heard through the favor. Then he started thinking that I have heard through the favor of Vyasa the secret which even the Upanishads do not know. Why Upanishads do not know? Why Upanishads do not know?
Because they can only indicate.
Because the Upanishads can only indicate. The scriptures are not living. They are inert. They are gross. They are only words on paper. It can be torn, it can be burnt away. But in our Sanatan Dharma, this Om, there is Om, all knowledge can be gained back. All knowledge can be gained back. So therefore we have no fear. And therefore no saint or a sage to whom these Upanishads were revealed, the scriptures were, nowhere they say, they put their name. No name is given. It's always anonymous. Even the script, all the Vedas, they are apaurushaya. They are not given to their revelations. Whom? It does not matter to whom. A person is not important. Knowledge is important. But which is this knowledge? It is that knowledge which itself is so sublime, but it cannot know the sublime that it is containing within itself because it is inert. It is only indicating. Only a conscious person can come to know, and that conscious person must be subjective in his approach while listening. It cannot happen previously, it cannot happen posthumously or after listening. It can happen anytime, no doubt. But the best moment is when we are listening to it, that time. The secret which even the Upanishads do not know. And what is Bhagavad Gita? It was told in the beginning. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. Every idea that is given, Upanishads don't talk about karma, Upanishads don't talk about God, Upanishads don't talk about the Trigunas, and they don't go delve into that. Upanishads only talk about the infinite reality. That's all. That's their own main theme. It is the Adi Shankaracharya who has written a commentary and brought us to the various terminologies to understand those verses deeply. But Upanishads are not talking about. So if a person looks at the Upanishads, kya bol raha hai? Going over my head. It's a bouncer. But when do you listen to the Bhagavad Gita? From beginning, crisis yoga. I'm in crisis. I'm always in crisis. Now how do I come out? That's what he said. Karpanya dosho. I also don't know what is right and wrong in my life. So Krishna says, Karpanya dosho pahata swa prachami tvam dharma sammoda cheta. Nishreyasyat nishchitam bruhitan me shishyastayam shadimam tam prapan. Arjuna said, realizing that he does not know what is right and wrong, and he's got a great person standing in front of him who is smiling at him, he immediately accepts. First thing is to accept that I don't know. First thing is to accept that I am in crisis. First thing is to accept I am stupid. Then there is growth possible. But if we say I know everything, then the teachers will say, like that Parshuram, you'll then go to the next teacher. First thing is, in satsang, one must never come with a disposition that I know everything. I know these verses, I have read them many times before, but how it is going to be unfolding, I don't know. I don't pre-plan. You are available to the moment to express itself. Let him express, you be available. I'm not trying to go into the memory, what did Swamiji teach me? I'm not going into what did I say last time, go into my videos, check it out, I should not repeat the same thing. That time I spoke better, what has happened to me nowadays? No comparison, man, no comparison. You be available to yourself in this moment, that's it. So Bhagavad Gita is step by step, gently. She's a mother. Bhagavad Gita, she's a mother. Bhagavad Gita. Maya Bhagavad Gita. The song goes on. There is the Arti. When we complete, we'll do it. That she nourishes, she gives clarity, she bestows the knowledge, etc., etc. All things are there in that Arti. So, scriptures are more compassionate than millions of physical mothers put together. Because the physical mother is attached to you. This mother is not attached to you. The scriptural mother says, when you come to that poise, you leave me. Don't hold on to the scriptures. Meaning, don't hold on to the mother scripture. Drop it. At that time, it's not going to help. It has done the job of bringing you to that poise. Now you drop the mother also. Drop the scripture also. That's why she is so compassionate. After hearing it, I was enveloped by the Brahmic state, and the world with its distinctions of I-ness and you-ness disappeared. What is individuality? Where I-ness and ahanta and idanta, me versus you, this is valid. Duality is valid. Duality is outside. Dualism is within. I and you is inside, and the forms are all separate, which is outside. So question is, do you see yourself as separate from others, or have you come to recognize you are the consciousness which is one in and through everyone? Work towards it. That's why we come to the satsang. We don't come here to establish the faults of the scripture. Scripture cannot be at fault. Our understanding is at fault. Our approach is at fault. We only come to the satsang to expand, expand, expand. In other words, to abide. So here he says, केले मज व्यासे अहो अर्जुनाचे निमिषे आपण पेची दुजे ऐसे नटोनी आपण या उद्देशे बोलिले जे देव तेथकी माझे श्रोत्र पाटाचे झाले जी पात्र कायवानु स्वतंत्र सामर्थ्य श्री गुरुचे. He says that I could hear through the favor of sage Vyasa the words of Lord Krishna, in whom all the paths of yoga became merged. He is the personification of all the yogas. He is the goal of all the yogas. He is the path of all the yogas. Who? Krishna. Why? Who is Krishna? Infinite consciousness. Everything is happening within him. Nothing can be outside him. Once the wave, as a wave, it's saying competition, comparison, fighting, don't push me. But once the wave realizes it is water, or ocean also, as ocean, then what is the disposition? All waves are in me. I am in all the waves, yet I am independent of both. See? The wave is still seen, but it has given up its obsession with the form. This obsession with the form is not through, yoga teaches you too much efforts to give up the form. Too much efforts. But tell me, in last whatever time we have done, 1 hour, how much time you have been thinking about your body in 1 hour? You were disidentified with the form for that 1 hour. See? But if, I am saying and you are enjoying, but you are looking at me, are you listening to the words and your attention is on the consciousness, or are you focused on, oh, how many hair have become white since last class of Swamiji? Oh, he's wearing a different color cloth today. Or your attention is on this form, also denotes that you are attached to your form. Here we are not for this purpose. Here we are here to listen and transport ourselves to what these words are indicating. That's why we are here. If that is not taking place, Go back to chapter 1, crisis. Somewhere something is going wrong. If what I just said is not happening, there is shortcoming somewhere along the way in the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. There was no misunderstanding with Arjuna. He asked the question, he clarified, he grew and he merged. How come? We are only listening and listening and listening and listening and no merging is taking place. Think. And what I am saying is, don't take it personally. I am talking about the principle. Because if you take personally again, oh, I am a good student, I answer all the questions. Again it has become a person. Ego has come up. No, it has got nothing to do with that. If ego comes up, only God can save you. A teacher cannot. Teacher can if you are available. So here he says, the Lord spoke only to himself by assuming the form of Arjuna. How beautiful. Lord is everything. He is the consciousness that I am, alone is the subject as well as the object in the mind. That dichotomy, the division in the water alone has divided itself into many waves. But water remains water only. It never becomes less. Same way, consciousness remains consciousness. But it has divided itself into subject and object, ahanta and idanta. Catch this point. If you catch this point, you are back. You are straight dive into the source. And then there is no fight with the duality. Then you are not trying to remove the duality. You cannot remove the duality because you did not create it. It's a phenomena. Phenomena is that which appears in its own absence. You don't create it. You don't create the blueness of the sky. You don't create the mirage waters. You don't create the snake on the rope. It happens. And if you want to try, you cannot see it. If you say, I'm going to project the snake on the rope, you try, you can't. Under certain circumstances, and all the parameters have to be right in order for the blueness of the sky to appear or the rainbow to appear. All the parameters have to be right. The angle of the light, the moisture in the air, all that has to be there. You cannot get a mirage water in the evening or early in the morning. It has to be at when the rays of the sun are directly hitting the earth. Then only it appears. And the earth should be heated enough. So you didn't create it. You were just observing it. So he says, the Lord only spoke only to himself by assuming the form of Arjuna. Krishna knows he is Radha. Radha doesn't know that she is Krishna. But when she realizes, along with her, all gopis also realize. And then they start interchanging. Then if there are masters in India who have lived only 80, 90 years ago, you know Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, you know. So he tells one lady, I am so hungry, I want puri and bhaji and everything. She goes, she used to love Baba. She went, made food, everything. And when she brought the food, the dog he smelled the food, he also came. He got the plate of food. He did not take even one bite of food. That effort that lady put in making the food, fresh food, he fed it to the dog. And this lady was livid. You made me this, you made me that, only to, you want to insult me. Why? Taken it personally. You wanted to insult me, you could have done another way. By feeding my food to dog, which I made so lovingly for you. He says there is no difference between me and the dog. Dog has eaten, I am full. If the child's tummy is full, mom is content. Mom is happy. Only moms can realize that. Fathers cannot. They can if they have that type of feeling. Another example in Shirdi Baba's Pothi comes that one Brahmin came, educated fellow came, and he said, Baba, you have to come, I want to invite you to my house for food. I want to give you bhiksha. He says, yeah, I will come. Go make the food. What time you will come? I will come at 11:30. Okay, food is ready. He went. One dog came. He took the stone, hit him hard. Get away from here. Baba is going to come. Don't spoil this area. Kang, 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 kang. The dog went away. Then one old, torn clothes, one beggar came. He's waiting. Now instead of 11:30, it's 11:45. It's 10 to 12 or 12 o'clock. He is hungry. The host, he is hungry. He can't eat till Baba doesn't come and eat. So this fellow comes, this beggar comes, he takes us, he says, please give, I am hungry. No, I am waiting. Get away from here. But he doesn't go. He takes a stick and hits that beggar. And he goes away after hitting. Who will stay there? He waited till 12:15. He was famished, the host. He went to the Shirdi Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba. He said, I have been waiting. You are a man of your word. You told me you will come between 11:30 and 12. Now it's past 12:15. How come you didn't come? He says, I came 2 times, but you pushed me away. First you hit me a stone. See, I'm still bleeding. Second time I came, you hit me with a stick. He removed his shirt. See all the marks of the sticks that you hit me. No, but Baba, it was not you. Where is he stuck? Only in the form. Baba means only he should look like this. But where is Baba? All forms I am. In and through all the forms I am. This is just one example. There are many masters like this. See. The Lord spoke only to himself by assuming the form of Arjuna. How can I describe the marvelous power of my preceptor Vyasa, because of whom my ears became qualified to hear this talk? See? So when we are speaking to ourselves. We are not speaking to, if disposition is that others are also the self only, then fantastic. But majority speakers speak to someone, isn't it? So as much as you are a student here, that much this mind is also a student, because it is in the mind that the aham and idam have come. It is in the mind that the conscious is appearing as subject and object. So just as you are an object, this subject is also an object. This mind has to come to realize. Then it will merge in its source. And therefore, it is because of the grace of sage Ved Vyas that I was able to hear these divine words, because of which I have come to abide in my own self now. See, sometimes someone, if you look back into your life, how you came to these classes, how you met me, or I met you, or I met our Swamiji, or I went and studied. Where did I get the guts to go and leave everything and go and study for 2 years? Not worrying about where the income is going to come from, how the life is going to unfold, nothing. How did I get that courage at that time? How did these thoughts come and take seat in this mind? What was the trigger? Who was the teacher? Whoever it was, it can be you, every time, moment. If you are learning, everyone is a teacher. But can you genuinely say that you did something in order to have the grace of being exposed to this knowledge? Yeah, I did. Acha? So you were born by yourself, is it?
Yes.
You were born by your own will? It's a phenomena. See, that's when the more I go into I concretize. The more I see everything happening in my life as an act, out of gratitude, that it is grace, then the individuality melts by itself in that gratitude. And that's what the symptoms were, the horripilation and the tears and the etc., etc. Continuing. Rajan sansmritya sambadamimam adbhutam keshavarjunayoh punyam rishyami cha muhur together. Rajan sansmritya sambadam imam adbhutam keshavarjunayoh punyam rishyami cha muhur. He says, Sanjay is saying, as I recall again and again, O king, this marvelous and sacred dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I rejoice over and over again. This is a common act when, if we remember having some great experience in our life, or we have gone to, you've gone to Bali before? No, so she's coming to Bali. And when she comes back from Bali, she'll keep remembering Bali again and again. When we went first time, and some of them came the second time. Swami, we will do the river rafting again. It had caught their imagination. Why you keep coming back to satsang? Because it gives you that joy, it gives you that whatever it gives you. But it's inviting you again and again. Exactly the same way. Sanjay, he is remembering the dialogue again and again, and is going through the exhilaration that is, and rejoicing over and over again. Here Dnyaneshwari Maharaj says, Raya he bolata vismita hoye, tene chi moda vala thaye, ratni ki ratna kidaye, झांकोळित जैसी हिमवंतीची सरोवरे चंद्रोदयी होती काश्मीरे मग सूर्यागमी माघारे द्रवत्वये कैसा शरीराची या स्मृती तो संवादू संजय चित्ती धरी आणि पुढती तेची होय. He says, when Sanjay was talking like this to Dhritarashtra, he became wonderstruck and lost his consciousness. He went into the zone. He forgot whom he is in front of, where he is. He is in the middle of in the palace, standing in front of his boss, who is the king. And in front of king, you have to be cool and collected. There is a decorum, how you should present yourself. But here, he has forgotten everything. Instead, he is in excitement. He is saying he is wonderstruck and lost his consciousness. Just as a jewel glitters one moment and stops flashing in the next moment, or the lakes in the Himalayas freeze and become like sheet of crystal with moonrise and melt again with the rising of the sun, so when Sanjaya regained consciousness, he used to recollect the conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, and wondering would again lose his consciousness. This state repeated itself off and on, and this must happen to us in satsang. This must happen to us in meditation. This happens to us when? Say loudly.
In sleep.
In sleep. We get out of the sleep pulls us back in. No, I don't. Again you cover us. Where will we go into? I don't want to face the world. Why? Variety. Why? Responsibility. Why? Activity. And what is sleep? A bliss. I don't want to come out. I don't want to open my eyes. Same thing happens in meditation also. You do japa, you chant the name of the Lord, it will absorb, you will get absorbed, then something you come out, sometimes the phone rings or something, but you are still in that zone, you are still so seeped in that abidance that it again pulls you back in. You don't have to again do Vaikhari Madhyama Pajana, nothing. You don't have to do anything. Relax the body, relax the breath, relax the mind, nothing. It's instantaneous. So, again and again, go back into meditation. Just like again and again, you come back to the satsang. In the satsang, again and again, be subjective. That subjectiveness must lead to abidance. Whether it is nirvikalpa or savikalpa does not matter. But it must lead to abidance. Then slowly it will become natural. See? He would again and again lose his consciousness. This state repeated itself off and on. This ecstasy, those who are devotees of the Lord, you can see that ecstasy in them. Suddenly they become ecstatic, they are happy, laughing, then suddenly they feel, because it's a cycle in the mind, it cannot be a continuous straight line. So again cycle, they come back, that experience, that extreme concentration or extreme bliss, it withers off. Then, why have you left me again? They cry. Out of that cry, again they come to that ecstasy. And this yo-yo keeps going on. Here, it is not happening in that manner. Here is remembering the dialogue and again being available to the consciousness that he is, because he has never practiced that before. He has never exposed himself to that knowledge before. Why? He is only a charioteer. They only know doing a little bit puja, Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, oh, rishis, sages, oh, great Hari Om. But they were not allowed to study as a student. See? But by the grace of the teacher, merely by his grace, he was able to understand and abide. Understand and abide. With no pre-qualification. So there is hope for us also. There is hope for us also. Huh? So in this manner, coming to what's the time? Still time. 77th verse. Taccha sansmritya sansmritya Taccha sansmritya sansmritya Rupamatyadbhutam harehe Rupamatyadbhutam harehe Vismayo me mahan rajan Vismayo me mahan rajan Rishyami cha punah punaha Rishyami cha punah punaha. Together. Taccha sansmritya sansmritya Rupamatyadbhutam harehe Vismayo me mahan rajan Rishyami cha punah punaha. Again, sansmritya sansmritya. Before also, rajan sansmritya sansmritya. Taccha, again, remembering again and again. He is only remembering what? Not that he is the master, he is the about the king or the world. If in this world, what you should remember? He is choosing to remember only the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. He is not choosing to remember his wife is there, his children are there, his family is there. He is not choosing to remember. His king is in front of him. He is not choosing to remember. He is not choosing to remember he is in the middle of the palace. He is not choosing to remember which day it is. He is choosing to remember the dialogue between the Lord, who is appearing as Lord at one end, and the student at the teacher at one end, and the student at the other end. The entire learning, teaching in the Bhagavad Gita gets summed up in that one statement, that the one reality alone is the teacher in one place and the student in another. It is teaching itself and it is learning itself. See how wonderful it is. This should be the culmination. This is our culmination in the world. So we have to make ourselves to bring ourselves to this disposition that every person, every breath, every vision, every sound, every smell, every interaction, every contact, every thought brings us back to be the self. Because the thought is what? Subject-object. Without subject-object, thought cannot be. You are choosing to be a subject called father, mother, daughter, sister. Are you choosing the subject to be the subject, seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker, imaginer, experiencer, knower? Or are you choosing to be the infinite one? Choice is yours. Subject is the same. Subject has not changed. There cannot be two subjects. But I see subject is subject. It's your imagination. From Lord's point of view, Lord's vision towards every individual is the disposition of ocean towards all the waves. Everything is me only. I am only expressing through everyone. This experience you have in dream. When you analyze the dream, when you come to our class. Then otherwise no. What did the dream tell me? Should I go out of the house or not? I think it's going to be auspicious day or a bad day today. I think I had the snake on my chest, and imagination, fertile imagination. So here he says that as I recall to mind from time to time that most marvelous form of Hari Krishna, of Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Krishna, great is my amazement, O king. I go into raptures again and again. Because the king must be sitting there. What is he talking about? He's choosing to remain attached. So he's not understanding the bliss that Sanjay is experiencing. Even though the words are stupendous, even though the words are the same words took Arjuna to his essential nature, the same words have taken Sanjay to his essential nature. But the same words made no effect on the blind king. Made no effect on the blind king. Why? He chose to remain blind. And what is blindness? Here, attachment, desire. What is the second chapter Bhagavad Gita said? What is the dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate? How does attachment come? How does desire come? If our senses interact with anything in this world longer than a moment, we get attached. Meaning, if second time you see, you will get attached. Memory has gone in. No, I was just like that. I was looking. You looked. You looked again. No, it was nothing important. Afterwards, that memory, because second time you saw, it has formed a memory. Or first time you see with intensity, it has formed a memory. Because it's caught your imagination, whatever. Now it will express as desire. Whatever your senses interact with, more than required, you become attached. Then it leads to desire for what you are attached. Every desire is not fulfilled. Some desires are fulfilled, then the feeling comes, I am invincible, I can desire anything and I can achieve. Then it becomes greed. Greed can never be satisfied. And if desire is, and in the first place, it was not satisfied in the first place, then anger. Then take out the revenge on everyone who is an obstacle in or coming in between me and my desire, my fulfillment. Anger leads to lack of discrimination, leads to delusion. Delusion leads to lack of discrimination. Lack of discrimination leads to fall of man, where man does not know what is right and wrong. You have come back to first chapter. Start all over again. This was told in second chapter. Don't forget. This is not told just because it sounds nice. This is how we are creating the future for ourselves. We are extending our life, next life, by living a life of desire-oriented activity. The game is not, if you want to create a memory like Sanjay is creating now. The dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna heard that dialogue, came to his essential nature. Sanjay heard that dialogue, went into his essential nature. We are like Dhritarashtra. Listen and go back to our family, our house, our investments, our this, our that. So what is there? Nothing wrong. You can keep starting chapter 1 again and again, doesn't matter. One day you will reach chapter 2. So here he is saying, Tatcha Sanskritya Sansmritya, remembering that dialogue again and again, I am into raptures, O king. I can't stop myself. My mind is getting attracted to it again and again. It's involuntary. It's involuntary. Good. Rather than desire for the world becoming involuntary, let within this world, we are also in the world, we are in a satsang, this is also part of the world. So can you remember this 1.5 hour dialogue when you go back? And feel the gratitude, feel the prasada buddhi, feel that wow, it was. See? So where are we lacking? One word is enough. One word is enough. Dnyaneshwari Maharaj says, he will say many things, but time is over. We will enjoy what he says in our next class. There is only 4 or 5 minutes left. So, Tatcha Sansmritya Rupamatyad Bhutam Harehe Vismayo me Mahan Rajan. I am in wonderment, Vismayo. It's wonderment that such knowledge exists. I am in wonderment that whatever I see, hear, touch, feel, taste with any object, and if I spend more time with it, I get attached to it. I didn't know that. Oh wow, really? Let me experiment. God. If you want to experiment with some form, do it with Krishna's form. Do it with Shiva's form. Do it with the form of Om, not any other form. See? But wonderment can be about the world also. For a child, that rainbow is a wonderment. You are sitting in the train, and your train is, you know that we came and stopped at the station, and the next train is going, and you feel you are moving. Mummy is outside. Train is moving, but your train is not moving. It's a wonderment. After that, you are thinking. How many times we all, as kids, sitting in the train, have been thinking, how did that happen? This train was standstill, that train was moving, but I was feeling that this train is moving. Did you work it out? You see, wonderment, isn't it? For a child, it's a wonderment. We must live in that wonderment every moment of our life. Because the entire world is nothing but his expression. It's nothing but the divine expression. And that same divinity is expressing through you also. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.